Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and I'm here on location at Heroes Beacon on Charlotte Street in Uptown St. John, New Brunswick, home of my local Pokemon League and site of the upcoming Fates Collide Prerelease. Now, if you're not sure what a pre-release tournament is, we're going to go inside. I'm going to talk you through the basic format and the setup of it, and we're going to check out a lot of new cards coming out from this new set that actually does not go on sale in North America until May 4th. So we're going to see some early cards, and you guys are going to have a chance to win some of the code cards from these Fates Collide packs that I open up later on. So let's get inside and get started. A Pokemon TCG pre-release tournament is a special event held at Pokemon Leagues throughout North America. At these events, players can pay an entry fee set by the league organizer and obtain a special pre-release pack containing a 22-card pack, 1 exclusive foil promo card, and 4 booster packs of the newest expansion coming out up to 2 weeks before the expansion officially goes on sale in North America. The 22-card pack forms a basic core of a custom deck containing Pokemon of 2 different energy types, along with some evolutionary chains as well as a number of trainer cards. The foil promo card will correspond with one of the Pokemon types in this 22-card pack. The 4 booster packs are your standard random assortment of 10 additional cards from the upcoming expansion. Once the league organizer announces it's time to begin, players will then have 30 minutes to open all of their packs and construct a 40-card deck comprised of just those new cards, along with any basic energy cards they require, which will be provided by the league organizer. While the normal rules of deck construction state that a deck may not contain any more than 4 copies of any particular card, that rule doesn't apply to decks constructed during a pre-release tournament. That means that if you happen to pull 5 or more cards with the same name out of your 22-card pack and booster packs, you may include as many of them in your deck as you like. The tournament then gets underway with each player testing their newly constructed deck against one another. The matches are shorter than in a regular tournament with only 4 prize cards per match. A participation prize is awarded to all players who complete the full tournament, and that prize is an additional 3 booster packs of the latest expansion. Something important to note regarding pre-release tournaments is that after the tournament concludes, the usual rules of deck construction apply to this particular expansion, which means these cards are not permitted to be used in official Play Pokemon events until 3 weeks after the date that this expansion goes on sale. So basically about 5 weeks from the date of the pre-release tournament. After that, you're free to use these cards and include them in your custom decks however you'd like. And now we're going to sit down with some of the players right now, ask them how their matches went today, and check out some of the awesome new cards that they got out of the Fates Collide booster packs. So we're sitting down here with John from Try It or Not, and he's got some awesome cards that he pulled up today. First of all, how did you do in your matches today?
I did quite well today, Chaz. I had 1 loss, 1 tie, and 1 win, right?
So kind of breaking even.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah, exactly. Plus the pre-releases, like, you don't come with your own custom deck. You got to work with what you get out of those packs, right?
That's correct.
So you have some awesome cards that you pulled out today.
I sure do, Chaz. Let's just go ahead and take a look at some of these cards here.
Okay, so look close to the camera.
Sure thing. So the first card obtained today from the poll is a Umbreon-EX half art. So one of the great things about this card is simply the lock of attacks from evolved Pokemon, which is called Crystal Ray, and that also does 70 damage. So it's kind of like a Jolteon-EX, except for basic Pokemon. It's actually for evolved Pokemon. So again, Crystal Ray 70. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I pulled a Mew from the pack today. So kind of quite excited about that card because, simply put, it's just like the Mew EX, except for the ability where you use Versatile. This one is called Memories of Dawn. So instead of using the Versatile where you can use for any Pokemon's attacks and paying the same energy cost, this only applies to basic Pokemon. So a few cards I kind of got into mind with that was Night March, for sure. Night March might take a good turn in the meta, for sure. Other cards could be a Durant, a Mill deck. That's another great idea. Again, just a couple of sample decks, but this works well.
And that's nice with Mew. Like, any Mew card basically can use so many various attacks, like representing Mew from the video game, which you could use any TM available to the player.
That's right, absolutely. Another pull I got today is Omistar. What I like about this card simply is the ability that allows you to take a restore Pokemon and place it on your bench. And this one's called Restoring Dawn. Now you can only play this once per turn, and it can be activated anywhere from as an active Pokemon or as a bench Pokemon.
Okay.
And also a spinning attack for 60, which will cost only 2 energy.
Okay.
Great card overall. I like that card. So maybe that card could work well with, I see a lot of people talking about Archie's Ace in the Hole. So it's a great alternative to put that out rather than playing a couple cards before I get to it. Now, Pokemon International has done an official reprint on this card, and I'm glad because future reference, I'm going to use this card for grass decks and psychic decks alone, is the de-evolution spray, which is simply taking the last evolved Pokemon stage and placing it back into your hand, and then applying it again. Grass type, Force of Giant Plants, I find, works quite well. For Psychic, Crobat, Golbat, and Zubat.
Yeah, the basic form.
But it's a great addition to get the free attack from the ability and applying this card.
Okay. Awesome.
And that's my poll for today, and thank you for allowing me to come on your show there, Chaz.
You're welcome. Did you have fun today?
I absolutely had fun, and this guy is turned, well, his birthday's today, and he got quite a few polls from the group and the Los Angeles on his card.
Yeah, so thanks to everybody that celebrated my birthday with me today.
Please wish him a happy birthday on YouTube. Thank you.
Okay. So we're sitting here with Mark, and he's actually picked up a second one of the pre-release packs that come with the 4 boosters as well as the 22 card pack as well. Yep. So just open that up right there, and then we're going to take a look at, he's going to open up a few of these packs as well.
Yep. I think I'll show the rare one.
Yeah, you select the rare.
I have a different Tyranitar.
Different art, because not the promo as well. It's another same Tyranitar with the same attacks, but it's got the basic art from the set.
Ooh, I got a double rare.
Oh, it's a foil Delphox. This thing has Psybeam that does 20 damage times the amount of energy to every Pokemon in play. Let me rephrase that. Attached to every Pokemon in play. It doesn't do damage to every Pokemon.
No. Ooh.
And here we have a pretty interesting card, Umbreon-EX. Wow, that's not bad, Dragon type.
Storm, discards every stadium in play. Nice. Dragon Tail. This attack does 30 more damage and basic lightning energy
So it does a basic 60 and 30 more damage for every lightning you have attached to that. And if you have a double dragon energy, that counts for 2 lightning.
Ooh.
Yeah. Here we see a Lugia. Lugia is in the set. There is a Lugia break in this expansion. And this one has the pressure ability. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, any damage done by attacks from your opponent's active Pokemon is reduced by 20. That doesn't even include against Lugia. That includes even your bench too, because it doesn't say just your own active.
Wow. Nice. We find a Moltres.
Nice Moltres. Now this is a promo as well, but this is the standard one. It's got Combustion and Flying Flare, which does 80 plus. You may do 40 more damage, but Moltres does 20 to itself. So of these 4 packs, and of all the packs you opened for the tournament today, do you have any favorite cards that you got?
Well, this one's used in my deck. White Cura.
A White Cura. You see here it's got the attacks Burning Icicles and Blizzard Burn. It's a water type. So it's pretty good power behind it.
Oh, yeah.
So did you have fun today in the tournament?
Yeah.
Are you happy with the cards you pulled?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. I'm glad you had fun. Thanks for sharing some of your cards with us there. Now we're sitting down with another player here. You want to show us some of the cards you got at the pre-release today?
Okay, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
So the first card I wanted to show the audience is Regirock-EX.
So spin it around, let them see in the camera there. It's one of the legendaries from Cohen, one of, I call them the Reggie brothers.
In fact, Regirock is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Excellent, and it has a nice ability.
Yeah.
All of your fighting Pokemon in play, except for Regirock-EX, do 10 more damage with all of their attacks.
Before applying weakness and resistance.
So it's going to boost it up a little bit more. If there's a weakness, it's going to be an extra 10 for the weakness, of course. It's got some pretty good power to go into a fighting type deck. There was a Machamp that could power things up.
Oh yeah, Machamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have the Machamp, Regirock, then you could have like a Pokemon that does lots of damage, we'll say like a Mega Lucario.
Yeah. So what else did you get today?
So, what I also got, looking in the trade this one,
What's this
Lugia Break.
Lugia Break is in this set, everybody.
Yep.
And its attack, what does it do again?
It's a Flash of Destruction, 4 colorless energy. Discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon, but it's for 150 damage.
That's enough to almost knock out pretty much any Pokemon EX out there, except for Mega Evolutions.
Yeah.
And if you can actually attach a double colorless next turn, you can get that attack right back.
the next card I want to show,
Show me this one in my first game.
you remember Sweetune?
Yeah, with the safeguard.
Yeah, that went to my dark deck, but this card also has it, card-based. Safeguard, what Safeguard does is it prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent if your opponent has Pokemon EX.
And now, let's go grab a seat and see what I get out of my Fates Collide booster packs. Alright, so I am now going to break open my own pre-release box of Fates Collide, and as I begin to do so, I'm going to give you the question of the day. Now, you've already seen a lot of the new cards from this set as we watch the trainers opening the packs and playing the game, and we're going to see a lot more now as I open my own packs. The question of the day to get the code cards from these Fates Collide packs I'll be opening is, which card from the Fates Collide expansion would you most like to receive, and why? Is it because you like the card art, you like the gameplay mechanic of it, and just basically whatever you like about it? Which card would you most like to receive and why? So just leave that in a comment down below and use the hashtag QOTD. And this Sunday, which is May 1st, you go into the running for the code cards, and each person that gives one of those question of the day responses, you have a chance to win one of those code cards. So first of all, we have a nice little insert showing the Mega Alakazam, the Fates Collide, and some nice little write-up here. We're going to kind of skip through this. Here's some pre-release tips for those of you that might not be familiar with pre-releases. Feel free to pause the video and read these for yourself. I want to get right into the cards. Now, first things first, this is the 22-card pack. We see a nice foil promo Tyranitar, and I'm going to open this up, and here's a code card as well. So that is going to be included in the question of the day giveaway. We're going to keep this to the side until May 1st, and you have a chance to get this code card. So first of all, let's take a look at the 22-card pack. So here is the Tyranitar. Raging Roar ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may attach one Darkness Energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has taken. And that could power up the Dark Mountain pretty quick if you're actually losing the game at this point. 150 plus for 5 Darkness Energy. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. This attack does 50 more damage for each supporter card discarded this way. That's not too bad, pretty powerful. You lose a supporter, but of course Versus Seekers and Palapads can bring that back. And we see a Kangaskhan with Tiny Punch and Mega Punch, so each Kangaskhan getting some damage off. A Great Ball, there's a Tierno for draw support, Switch card for maneuverability, Larvitar with Reckless Charge, 20 damage, does 10 to itself. Pupitar, Thrash does 20 plus, Coin Flip of Heads does 20 more, Tails 20 to itself. Volibey, Leer can paralyze the active opponent, and Cutting Wind can do 40. More Volibey, Amandabuzz, Bone Drop. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. Alright, so it is punishing your opponent for using abilities. It's only 60 damage, of course, though. And it also has Cutting Wind, which does double damage at 80. Professor's Letter for your basic energy. Another Tierno, a Shauna to shuffle your hand and get 5 different cards. Carbink, with the ability Safeguard, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by opposing Pokemon EX. That's always a definite good ability to have. Power Gem for 40 damage. A Hawlucha with a quite obvious backflip. You get to draw a card. Wicked Jab does 30 and might paralyze on a coin flip of heads. Riolu can Smash Punch for 30, unless you flip tails, in which case it does nothing. And Lucario can Beat Down and Magnum Kick, both some basic attacks, getting some damage off. So that is the 22-card pack right there. But now we're going to get into the heart of the cards, so to speak. We're going to look at the 4 booster packs. First of all, let's check the art. Here's the Mega Alakazam, looking all powerful and psychic. Got a couple of break evolutions, a Lugia break, and a Delphox break we already looked at on the channel. And the Perfect Form Zygarde. You know what? I kind of want to open the Perfect Form Zygarde first and foremost. And I left my scissors on the other table. But here they are. Different how? Oh, the packs? Oh yeah, so that's what we were talking about. The 22-card, what would you call it, pre-release kind of starter deck. It actually is different based on, you know, random chance. So some people might get a different, you know, setup of, yeah, because the league organizer actually got Fire Pokemon in his 22-card pack. So
but I've seen 3 different ones. They were all the same.
Okay, so there is a slight difference in the 22-card pack, which is interesting because that's to get you started, and to boost up that pack, you're going to open these boosters here, hence the name, and see what you get to add in. So, let's get these cards out. Now, the code, of course, is the wrong way, so we're going to hide that to the side. And let's see what we get In our first pack, the Perfect Zygarde. First up, we have a Burmy, can hang down for a little 10 damage. Here's a Snubbull that can do 50 with Ruckus, but on a Coin Flip Tails does nothing. We have a Bronzor, Iron Defense, can prevent all damage next turn, and Hammer In can do 20. Minccino can do 20 with Tail Smack. And Deerling, Find a Friend. Search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Could be a Stage 1 or 2, could be a Break Evolution, a Mega, an EX, whatever Pokemon you want. That's actually pretty good. Now, uncommons begin with a Cinccino. Sweeping Cure can heal 90 damage from one of your bench Pokemon. Knock Away does 30, and Flip Heads, you do 30 more. We have a Strong Energy been reprinted again. Going to power up fighting types a little bit more. We also have an Energy Pouch. If the Pokemon, it's a tool card of course, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, put all basic energy attached to that Pokemon into your hand. That's actually really good. You can keep your energy from being discarded. Reverse Foil is a Fairy Drop. Heal 50 damage from one of your Pokemon that has any Fairy energy attached to it. Definitely useful for a Fairy type deck. And the rare card of the Perfect Zygarde pack is a White Kyurem. It is Water type, 130 HP. Burning Icicles. If this Pokemon has any fire energy attached to it, this attack does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon, and of course it does 40 basic damage. Blizzard Burn, 2 water and a colorless energy, 130, and this Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. There's some power right there, and it's not even an EX. So we're going to next look at the Flare Witch Delphox break, and see what cards we get out of this pack. I'm gathering a bit of an audience as I open these here. So the code card to the side.
Of course.
Yeah, keeping that for the question of the day. I'm going to do this upload video. Now, the commons begin. We have another Minccino. Actually, a different one. Cleaning Up. Discard a Pokemon tool card attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Next, we have a Spoink. Look at that colorful pearl on there. Rocket Jump does 30. Flip a coin. If tails, the stack does nothing. There's a lot of those in this set, it seems. There's 3 so far. Coughing. Division. Search your deck for up to 2 Coughing and put them onto your bench. Shuffle afterwards. Good for helping to thin out your deck a little bit. Are we in focus? Let's find out. We're about close enough to focus. Anyways, we also have a Cottony. Can do Fairy Wind for 10. Next is a Larvitar. We've already seen this, I believe. Or is it a different one? Yeah, it's different from the 22 card pack. Mountain Munch can discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Corkscrew Punch can do 20. Now, uncommons start with a Helix Fossil Ammonite. It's interesting they put the name of the Pokemon in this now. Look at the bottom 7 cards of the deck. You may reveal an Ammonite you find there and put it onto your bench. Shuffle the other cards back in. We have an N. He's back, everybody. Everyone loves N. Each player shuffles their hand into the deck and then draws a card for the number of remaining prize cards that that player has. The last uncommon is a Dugong. Freezing Breath can do 20. Flip a coin. If heads, the opponent is paralyzed. If tails, they're asleep. So that's good. Something happens regardless of what you flip. Aurora Beam can do 100 damage. Reverse Foil is going to be a Wormadam, which can Sand Spray for 30 and do Twin Bursts for 60 plus. If Mothim is on your bench, this does 60 more damage. And the rare card is an Aerodactyl. Has to be restored from the old Amber. And Bite for 30. Jet Draft does 120. And discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Free retreat cost on this. That is awesome. So, the next pack, we're looking at a Lugia Break pack. Let's see if we happen to find a Lugia Break out of this pack. So, as always, let's slip this code card out. Off to the side. And if I can get these, let's take a look at the cards out of this pack. I wonder if we'll find any EXs or full arts in this pre-release. First up, we have another Bronzor with the Iron Defense and Hammer In. Deerling, Find a Friend, always useful. Carbink, now we saw this one in the 22 card pack, so the Safeguard ability prevents damage from EXs done to this Carbink. A Fennekin, oh, it's teamed up with a Chikorita. Will-O-Wisp for 10, and Tail Whip. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn. And a Seal with Icy Snow for 10. The uncommons begin with a Servine with a Serpentine Strangle. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. And Vine Whip for 20 damage. Here we have a Shauna, good for shuffling your hand and getting 5 different cards. Another Cinccino, same one we already saw. Sweeping Cure can heal 30 from a bench Pokemon. Reverse foil card is a Vullaby. We also saw this in the 22 card back, but this is the reverse foil version. Rare card of the, was it the Delphox or the Lugia break? It is a Marowak. Excellent. Ability Bodyguard. Prevent all effects of attacks done to you or your hand by your opponent's Pokemon. Interesting. But done to you or your hand. I wonder what that exactly... Anyway, remove all existing effects. Boomerang is 60 times. Flip 2 coins. This does 60 damage times the number of heads. So that is definitely useful. I was looking for another Marowak for one of the decks I'm working on. The Marowak Break deck. And now we're going to look at the Mega Alakazam. So as I cut this one open, just as a reminder, the question of the day for these code cards from the booster packs I'm opening up, which card from the Fates Collide expansion would you most like to receive and why? And once again, the drawing for these code cards is going to be done on May 1st, which is a Sunday. So, looking at this, the final pack of the pre-release box that you get at your pre-release event, we have another different kind of Fennekin. Invite out, flip a coin. If heads, switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. So this is like a coin flip in an attack, which basically forms or functions like Lysandre. Next is a Solosis for a Psychic and Colors. Mini Link does 10 plus. If Solosis is also on your bench, this does 30 more damage. Poor Shelder. What's he doing to Shelder? Alright, and next we see, if I can grab it, another Riolu. That was from the 22 card pack that we happened to get. And Spoink with another Rocket Jump. Flip coin if tails nothing. And Diglett. Ram for 10. 40 HP. Probably not going to see too much play out of this guy. Anyways, the uncommons begin with an Audino Spirit Link. That must mean there's a Mega Audino. Yeah, we already saw that on the channel. Next is a Wigglytuff. You can expand for 30, and during your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 30. Double Slap does 60 times. Flip 2 coins. It's 60 times the number of heads. Interesting, they actually finally have a Double Slap that is 2 times hitting. Of course, in the video game, Double Slap is like 2 to 5 turns. Another Helix Fossil Ammonite. The reverse foil card is going to be a Fossil Excavation Kit. Put 2 in any combination of Helix Fossil Ammonite, Dome Fossil Kabuto, or Old Amber Aerodactyl cards from your discard pile into your hand. Definitely useful. And the rare card of this pack is going to be an Umbreon-EX. 170 HP, Darkness type. We have a Veil of Darkness, does 20 damage. Discard as many cards as you like from hand, then draw that many cards. End game for a Darkness and 2 colorless, 70 damage. If your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, take 2 more prize cards. This thing can get 4 prizes off 1 Mega Evolution. That is pretty insane. So those are the 4 packs that I have opened from the Fates Collide Prerelease, but that's not all, because, as I said, everyone who completes the tournament gets 3 additional booster packs, which we're also going to be opening up today. So... this is full art, sorry, not full art, this is a Perfect Form Zygarde, the legendary ground dragon of Kalos, but that's his powered up version, when the regular form 50% is not enough. So again, code card off to the side, and let's see what pack number 5, the first of the 3 bonus packs, has to offer. This way. So again, the commons, starting with another Fennekin. We've seen this with the Invite Out. We have another Burmy with Hang Down for 10. We have another Larvitar, Reckless Charge 20, 10 to itself. Another Bronzor, we've got 3 of those guys so far. And another Minccino, Tail Smack. Next is Fan Club is back, Pokemon Fan Club. I've actually really taken to using Bridget more than Fan Club lately, but that's still useful to get Pokemon cards in hand. Another Audino Spirit Link. Another Helix Fossil Ammonite, so there's 3 of those guys. Reverse foil card is going to be a Gothita. Psybeam can do 20, and your opponent's active Pokemon is confused, no coin flip needed. The rare card of pack number 5 is going to be another White Kyurem. That's my second one out of this pre-release. Again, Burning Icicles and Blizzard Burn. So, we're going to go Lugia Break next. Let's pop this one open. See which cards we get. We're going to slide this code card once more off to the side. Alright, we have an EX. Can we find a full art? That would be pretty sweet. So, commons begin with another Cottony Fairy Wind. We've got another Bronzor. That's 4. I could make a whole deck of those guys now. Seal with Icy Snow. Snubble with Ruckus. A Fennekin with Will-O-Wisp and Tail Whip. The uncommons begin with a, Power Memory. Now, this is what we looked at on the channel already. You can you can attach it to anything, but only Zygarde-EX gains the ability to use the attack on this card. All cells burn, can do 200, but then you discard 3 energy from the Zygarde-EX.
Holy.
So it's a pretty powerful hit, yeah. Another Audino Spirit Link. We also get another Wigglytuff with Expand and Double Slap. Reverse foil card is going to be a Weezing. Balloon Bomb. Says, flip 2 coins. For each heads, discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. And mention the trick coin on this thing. And then Thick Liquid, 80 damage, and both active Pokemon are now confused and poisoned. So it actually affects itself. Either go with a trick coin for Balloon Bomb, or maybe a Sparkling Robe to prevent the effects. And the rare card of this pack is going to be an Exploud. Ambush. Look at the art on this thing, first of all. This thing is powerful. Ambush does 80 plus, flip a coin, if heads, 40 more. Cacophony. At the end of your opponent's next turn, discard the defending Pokemon and all cards attached to it. They have to retreat it to the bench to keep that from happening. That is kind of crazy. That's actually quite impressive. Now, the final pack, pack number 7 that we're opening, is another Flare Witch Delphox Break. And grab that code card and slip that to the side once more. And let's look at the final pack. What cards do we happen to get in our last one of the Fates Collide pre-release? Getting with another Machino for starters. Another Coughing. Another Volibee. We have another Solosis. I can actually use the mini link for more power now. And Cottony. Uncommons beginning with Weezing, not reverse foil. And we have a Fairy Garden. That's been reprinted. Very nice. We also have a Whimsicott with Light Steps, 40 damage, and move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. It doesn't say basic. It could also be a special energy. Reverse foil card is going to be another Fairy Drop. Looks like Fairy types are getting a little bit of a boost in this set. Heal 50 damage from one of your Pokemon that has any Fairy energy attached to it. And the final rare of the Fates Collide pre-release that I happen to open up is going to be a Rotom. Energy Extract. Search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. And Plasmagic. Move 2 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. If you have a full bench, that can do 120 damage if they each have 2 damage on them. That's kind of crazy for 2 energy. So that is going to be my opening of the booster packs. And let's just show off the highlight that I happen to find right here. That is that Umbreon-EX. Very nice. And there you have it. You've seen a lot more of the cards. So once again, question of the day, if you want to have a chance to win one of these 8 code cards that I happen to pull out today, it is, which card from the Fates Collide expansion would you most like to receive and why? So again, leave that in a comment down below. Use your hashtag QOTD, and on Sunday, May the 1st, we'll go into the running to draw, or randomly receive, one of these 8 code cards which are randomly strewn about in my hand right now. So thanks for checking out the pack openings, everybody. And that's going to wrap up our coverage of the Fates Collide pre-release tournament. If you have any comments you want to leave or any questions you want to ask, feel free to just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Also, let me know how things went if you actually attended a pre-release tournament in your area. I'd be interested to hear how things went for you. And I hope you're looking forward to the release of Fates Collide on May 4th as much as I am. And with that, we're going to get out of here. I got to go enjoy some birthday pizza. Catch you next time.